Okay. Hey guys, I wanted to go ahead and talk about my health update. It's been a few days, been a while since I posted. But this week or this time period was it was pretty eventful, but also kind of not. So recently we had to pay the rent, and I was struggling with finances, or I've been struggling with finances now after that. And normally I would have been extremely stressed, or my appetite would have surged, that kind of thing. Um, those kind of obvious things that typically happen when you're stressed. But I will say that I am definitely tolerating stress much, much better than I ever have at this point. So that's the first thing I noticed. The second thing I noticed is I've been really I have been having a lot of detox symptoms as far as like, especially my skin. There's just a lot going on with my skin. I wonder if it does have to do with some type of liver cleansing that's happening. Um, but I've been really, like, it's getting more stark. The differences between like the rest of my torso and my belly is getting much starker. As you can see, like, this looks thinner, but then if you were to see my belly, it's like, whoa. My belly still is not growing, but it's not shrinking either. So I have to keep measuring. Um, I thought I was losing weight for a while, but then the weight went back on. So I was like, okay, I'm not losing weight. Still not losing weight, which I'm not expecting it at this point. But I will say that the bags under my eyes, they have greatly improved, greatly, throughout this time. Now, I was eating a lot of red meat. I didn't have any red meat yesterday, but I will be having it today. And I just wonder if I'm having a lot more iron. I'm having a lot of vitamin C as well because I've been having a lot of fruit, bananas. I had this huge thing of orange juice the other day. So I've been really doing a lot of different nutrients, and I think it's definitely making a difference. I ordered another supplement, which I shouldn't have because I couldn't afford it. So I don't know why I did that. I kind of did it like, not drunkenly, but late at night. And I kind of regretted it like right after. But that will be coming. And, I'm going to work today and stuff, and I'm going to get it back on track. But I have to say, like, I'm really grateful for certain things when it comes to this journey. I'm really grateful for how much less stress I feel because, as I've told you guys consistently, it just keeps getting better and better as the days go on. As the weeks go on, I feel less and less and less stress. Like, the amount of stress I used to feel in my body was just horrible. I don't know how I lived that way. Like, I used to always feel like my adrenals were pumping, constantly. Like, I could feel it in my lower back, like, all the time, and I never feel that now. Like, my whole system, it has changed so drastically at this point. And now I'm starting to see some benefits. Like, I'm starting to see some tangible benefits as far as, like, especially my skin, especially under my eyes. Like, and then also too, like, you can't really tell because I like to film this in harsh lighting because I feel like it shows like what I look like. So I'm trying to be consistent with the harsh lighting. But like, when I'm in public or when I'm outside, like, I have a bit of color to my face. Like, I'm looking more Hispanic, like, I think because I'm actually not so pale. I look oxygenated. Like, I took a picture of myself yesterday and I actually had red in my cheeks. Like, I actually have, like, there's blood pumping and stuff. So I don't know if my iron levels were like really bad, which they could have been because I think I was really vitamin C deficient, and I was not eating a lot of red meat, which red meat has like your zinc and your iron. I wasn't focusing on that. I was eating mostly chicken and Well, sometimes I have like taquitos or something, but I don't even remember. I don't even remember how I used to eat. Isn't that weird? I don't remember. But I know I was probably vitamin C deficient because I hardly ate any fruit or vegetables. Like if I wasn't being keto, I didn't eat anything that was. And if I wasn't, and like I said, I usually was eating like, I'd eat a lot of chicken or fish or something. I don't even know what I would eat. I don't even know if I ate that much meat, to be honest. When I was binging and stuff, I think it was a lot of grains with like a lot of corn, which corn has a lot of anti-nutrients. So yeah, anyways, I think I was really malnourished as well, is the point, from the way I was eating. Because even when I was keto, like, I wasn't eating red meat that often. You know, I wasn't really eating the real iron stuff. And you guys know last year I had the issue with parasites and stuff, and that lowers your iron too. So I think I just had really, really low iron. I was very exhausted. But plus I had like the look of death in my eyes, you know, and I it's very weird for me to see, like, I have blush in my cheeks. I feel like, I don't know if my lips have changed color, but there's a lot of like signs that my iron has improved, basically. That's definitely something that I felt during this time. You know, it was never super bad. It wasn't like, you know, I'm watching a lot of vegan videos, like Vegan Deterioration. I've been obsessed with that channel, and it was never like, my lips were never bluish or anything, but I was definitely pale. Like, I looked dead, you know. I had like no color to my face, no blush to my cheeks, nothing. Like, that's not good, you know what I mean? So that is really returning now. So with that focus on red meat, I'm having a lot of benefits from that. I would say too that it's also the vitamin C as well, because I'm having a lot more of that as well. I'm really trying to keep both of those up, and I'm doing good in that regard. Other than that, I want to say too, the biggest difference I noticed during this time was that my appetite is starting to go down. So this is really interesting because I'm finding, particularly with my insulin sensitivity, you guys know I've been eating plenty of carbohydrate throughout this time. I have not limited it whatsoever. I've been eating candy, ice cream, marshmallows. You know, I've been eating stuff, whatever I want, as long as it doesn't have those bad fats in it. I will eat it, you know, and then I don't eat any just pure grain. But obviously I'm having some cornstarch and stuff like that because of marshmallows, you know, but it's very minuscule amounts. But the point is, like, I've been eating carbs this whole time. I've been eating carbs for months. And the other day, like, I was at work, I was working, and I got candy, and I was eating marshmallows and Sour Patch Kids, and I could not finish it. Like, I was really hungry before I started eating it, and then I ate it, and like, I barely ate that much, and I was full. I couldn't finish it in one sitting, so I was like satisfied, so I put it down, and I just kept working, and I didn't eat for another 4 hours, and then I ate my dinner with red meat, and then later I had the rest of the candy, which I streamed that night, so if you remember that. It's just crazy to me. Like, I've never experienced that in my entire life. So I don't know if that's the fact that, like, I've been eating carbs long enough where my body isn't, like, obsessed with them, or my body doesn't feel like it's in a famine state, or if I've gotten, you know, a better handle on my estrogen and testosterone and thyroid and stuff like that, and it's now, like, my insulin resistance is going down. So that was a really positive sign. And like, even now, like, I ate some potatoes, and I think I had like 4 or 5 potatoes or something. And normally that would be like completely unsatisfying to me. I would still be totally hungry. And I'm not. Like yesterday, I ate a lot of potatoes and I put cheese on it and stuff. And I got really full. And I couldn't eat, like, I didn't want to eat any red meat because I was full. So I'm noticing, like, that is definitely changing. Like, my appetite is definitely shifting. It's going down. And I wonder if it's because I'm actually, like, utilizing the food better. Because it is thought that, like, you know, I remember I listened to Esoteric Healing a while back. He is my favorite astrology channel. And he talked about early last year, like right when the panorama was starting. He talked about parasites. And astrologically last year was a big focus on parasites for whatever reason. But he said that the thing about parasites is that they cannot properly utilize the energy that goes into their body. That's why they have to live off of someone else or something else. And, you know, I thought a lot about my metabolism, and maybe that was what was going on with me too. You know, like I'm not utilizing this food very well. So I'm like living this sort of toxic way because he was saying like, oh, humankind is also doing that, you know, like it's like a grand scale type of thing, like when it comes to the environment and stuff. But it was interesting to me anyways. It resonated. And when it comes to this thyroid journey, like you don't utilize the calories very well. Like when you eat carbohydrate, when you're hypothyroid, you don't use it for energy. You still feel tired. So you have to keep eating in order to have enough energy to get through the day. And I struggled with this, you know, when I did keto, like I was running on adrenaline all through 2018 and 2019, particularly 2019, because that's when I was mostly keto. But in 2020, I crashed. And like when I wasn't in a state of survival, like I was very much a survivor in 2019, you know, like I was in this horrible situation with my mom that we had to survive out of. Then I was really broke when I was living on my own and I had to survive. Like I was very much survivor. But after 2 promotions and all that stuff, like I was no longer needing to survive. Like we got a stimulus in March of last year. I got my tax return. Like I had a lot of money and I couldn't go anywhere. And because I didn't have those constraints financially or the need to survive, my energy just died. Like with keto, it's very, very adrenaline based. So when you're not scared, you just don't have energy. At least that was my experience, especially as someone with hypothyroid. I just did not have energy. So I totally crashed. And a lot of you guys don't know really, but like last year, from March until especially April till like July, till my birthday when I went to Alabama, I was basically dead. Like I barely worked. I laid in bed all day. I didn't do anything. I just thought about everything and I was really sad, and I was really, really broken by everything, but I was also broken by a complete lack, like my energy stores and everything, it just completely died. So it's really interesting because nowadays, like I'm putting energy back into the system. This is the first time in my life that I've ever really focused primarily on my health. I've made my health my top priority and I am just putting energy back in. I'm not taking anything out. And I'm seeing that it looks like my metabolism is improving. Like I'm able to get more energy off of less food, which is crazy. Because when you're like very fat or when you're very like hypothyroid, you feel like you are dying all the time. People wonder like, how do you eat so much? Why do you eat so much? It's not because like, oh, I just have a binge eating disorder, or oh, this, or oh, that. It's because, like, oftentimes, people like me anyways, you're doing these very restrictive diets, which I did, then you're getting off of them and you have a pendulum effect. You have a boomerang effect because your body is kicking in. Your body is like, oh my God, we're going to die here, So then it goes the other way. And in my case, you know, as I told you, I was eating really bad fats in addition to those carbs. So every time I ate the carbs, I'm thinking it's the carbs, but it was actually those bad fats. So you kind of can gaslight yourself. And so I kind of did this for a long time. And to be getting off of that cycle, it's like really crazy to me. Because as you know, like, and I think that's why I'm so fascinated with these ex-vegan channels and stuff, because when you're really in knees deep into a diet, particularly a very restrictive diet, you can't even fathom that carbs are good for you. Like, for example, as a ketogenic person, or if you're a vegan, you cannot even fathom that meat or fat is good for you. Like, you can't, it's like to a whole other level. And they're very different experiences, which I think I might make a video on that at some point, like keto versus vegan, because they are very different, but they're very restrictive still, and they're too far on the spectrum. So, like I said, I kind of gaslit myself physically, and I wasn't listening to my body until now. And now, like, it's improving. I can get more energy off of less calories. That's crazy. I never thought that would happen for me. So, I'm still not losing weight at this point. Like I said, it fluctuated quite a bit, but it's still remaining pretty steady in the high 370s. So other than that, the only other thing I started during this time is I started doing oil pulling, because I have a lot of teeth issues and my gums are just very inflamed, and I just know that, like, I could benefit from doing it, basically. So I started that. I'm doing it for the whole month of May. I'm doing it twice a day. So I do it in the morning and at night. And so this is day 5. And I got really sick on day 3. I had really bad bathroom issues on day 3. Like, I was having to go to the bathroom so bad, and I felt sick, and like I had a flu. Like, it was crazy. But after that day, like, it was much better yesterday, and it's even better today. So I think I'm over that little thing. I'm going to keep going with it. I have some pictures of my teeth that I took, but I'll probably make a video on it when I'm done with this experiment. But I do believe in it, because I've been having these crazy things. Like, I had like a big pimple on my gum. I've never had that since I started doing this, and my insomnia is changing a bit. Like, my sleep is changing. Like, I'm having a lot of disturbances, and I'm also wondering if that's also contributing to the eye bags getting lighter, because I wonder if I just had an infection in my mouth, which I probably do. I haven't been to the dentist in a long time. But I'm just trying to get everything under control, or at least somewhat better. Even if I do need dental work in the future, like, it's better to have this, like, detoxed and, like, better, and have better gums, for example. But I'm going to keep you guys posted on that. It's been really interesting. But I'll have to have more to say later. But I did definitely have detox symptoms from it, and it was really intense. So I wonder if some of the stuff going on, too, has to do with that. But we'll continue on. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will talk to you guys again very soon. Thank you so much. Bye.